So yesterday we had wins by both Kootenay, the Kootenay Kannibelles, as well as the Red Deer Belladonnas, which puts us where we're at right at this very moment. I thought Mac was going to sit in, but it's okay. If somebody wants to jump in, we just need somebody to jump in, or not, or I can take it alone. It doesn't make any difference.
She expressed interest in doing a full call. How do you feel about that?
I think that's totally fine. No, it's totally fine. We just needed to do our thing once or twice to get ready for tomorrow. The rest of it's not going to be a big deal. Yeah, if she wants to sit in, I'm totally down. But Aaron talked like he wanted to take her around and shoot some stuff, so I don't know. And as we get things straightened out here, we got the officiating getting ready to go.
You got rosters? Cool.
And this is our other semifinal for the evening. We've got one more game coming up at 6 p.m. Where we will have the 5 versus 6. And that will be played, obviously, for positional purposes only. The winner of this particular bout will face Terminal City in the finals bout that will be played tomorrow afternoon. The loser of this bout will move on to the 3-4 game that will be played tomorrow morning, I believe. He says with a question mark. Yes. At 9 a.m. 9 a.m.
That's really early, Bob.
9 a.m. And I'm only playing 2 games in the 9 a.m. Am I whining?
A little.
Yeah, I thought I was. I kind of caught it.
Hi, I'm in Destruction, by the way.
She is. She's Ann Destruction, and she is from Terminal City. I am Bob Noxious, and I am from DeForest, Wisconsin. I am from... Why do I forget to say this? I am from the Brew City Bruisers.
Yes, you should brag about that. That's
I know.
Something to brag about.
It's very exciting. It's been a very exciting year for me.
How's Brew City doing this year, Bob?
Brew City's doing quite well. I want to say that at last ranking, they were position 6th in the North Central.
Nice work.
They had a couple of games that they played at the Brouhaha, their own tournament, just a couple of weeks ago.
I heard that was a smashing success.
It was a fun tournament. Yeah, absolutely. It was most of the WFTDA North Central was there.
So it was like a mini North Central tournament.
Yeah, it really was. So they're trying to straighten something out with the roster right now. As Jeff Demis?
I think that's how you pronounce it.
As Jeff Demis comes over and tell us, and actually I have to thank him because he's the first one that's come over today and explained.
Yeah, he's been very communicative over the last couple of days, letting us know what's going on. We like that. So
yeah, we do.
Referees, please keep your announcers in the loop.
We do.
Because then we can say nice things about you and the teams.
We anticipate this to be a wild bout.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to it. These two teams are actually very evenly matched in terms of style and fitness. And I think Red Deer probably has more bouts under their belt, but Kootenay has been a quick study in the last couple of years that they've been playing, coming quickly up the ranks.
Yeah, no question. In fact, Kootenay last year really was the surprise team to come into the Best in the West tournament.
Absolutely.
Nobody knew what to expect. They end up finishing in the middle of the pack, really end up the darlings of the tournament, as every tournament should have. And Red Deer, Red Deer this year, I mean, they came in strong last year, but Red Deer, I think, maybe has a little bit of that darling sprinkle fairy dust.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of working their direction in the tournament this year.
They've got a great reputation and have for the last couple of years of being a very strong team. Everyone's really been looking forward to this matchup. Pretty much everybody I talked to, this has been the game of the day that people have been looking forward to. Not that we haven't had some exceptional action so far today, Bob.
Yeah, but I think what makes this game so intriguing to me is that we're going to see more speed than we've probably seen all weekend. Is that the way you feel about it? That's
yep,
what strikes
more
me.
speed and more strategy. These two teams have been studying strategy a lot. They're going to use it to their advantage. Fewer big sweeping hits and pure aggression and more thought maybe put into what you're going to do next on the track.
And a lot of number 45, Beretta Lynch, I have a feeling.
Yeah, she's a key player, another Team Canada member here at the Western Canadian Championships. She was a huge performer as a blocker and a jammer in Toronto last year.
Although, it was really interesting. Mac and I called the Red Deer bout yesterday, and Chariot of Fire didn't come in until the final jam of the first half, and she was lights out.
So impressive.
And then she comes in the second half, and she's just, it was both her and Moulin Bruce. That's the other one. Her and Moulin Bruce come in and really, two girls that didn't see hardly any action the first game or the first half come in the second half, and they just dominated.
Another notable blocker on Red Deer is Taz, who's also a member of Team Canada, I believe. She's a pain in the butt out there for jammers.
Yeah, Scarlet Bloodbath also being the other, and Pell Mell, and they pretty much pound the crap out of people.
So we've got this jam started. Very slow start by the blockers. They finally make their way over the pivot line. Two jammers hit the back of the pack at the same time.
And what I love about Chariot of Fire is you can just see those legs keep going. Even though Beretta Lynch is going to break through, she's going to be your lead jammer. You can hear the crowd go crazy.
Yeah, they've got the home crowd advantage at this game. We've got the stands have filled up quite a bit since earlier today. Lots of friends and family here watching the Kootenay Kannibelles.
And Chariot of Fire, tell you, she's got almost the men's style of play about her.
Yeah, I get the feeling she's a hockey player. She skates like she's spent some time on skates.
Yeah, she's got a very kind of a diagonal positioning, the way that she uses her body, the way that she stops. Everything about her is a very different skate style than the rest of her team.
So Beretta Lynch put 4 points on the board for Kootenay. No points yet for Red Deer, but we'll see if that can change. Gunpowder Gertie, a veteran for Red Deer, been skating for them for a long time. She's going to wear the star of this jam.
And sometimes good guys wear black and white and red. And that would be Canuck Norris.
She's a fun jammer to watch. She skates a lot like Lulu Demon. She's very light on her feet. She uses her toe stop. She bounces around. She takes her time. She's patient.
And she can leverage people unlike very many people her size.
Another very slow start to this jam. Both teams holding back tentatively, figuring out what's going on out there.
And sometimes you get a little fooled by the hockey lights. As the pivot line is up a little bit further, you can see the dark line on your screen. They cross it right now, and they're going to turn the horses loose.
Canuck Norris making her way on the outside to pick up lead jammer status.
And Gertie, talk about planting a sit block right there. Absolutely held up by number 5, Black Eyed Tea.
Canuck Norris picks up her 4 points and hauls it off. Looks like we got a little nickel and dime to start out this bout as well, just like the way the Terminal City Evil game started out.
I tell you, Kannibelles have been fun to watch, but you really don't want to go to the buffet.
Yeah, no, not so much.
No.
They like their fans and supporters carry around severed rubber body parts to show their support for their team.
Yeah, they really do.
Which is
they really
and
do.
awesome.
Beretta Lynch out there along with Negative Nancy. Negative Nancy, who had a huge impact for her team yesterday. Negative Nancy gets spun around the inside, however, has got to go to the back. Beretta Lynch is going to come through. She's going to be your she's going to be your first jammer out of the pack. And Negative Nancy
still fighting her way through. May or may not pick up lead jammer, so she can call it off. But Beretta Lynch has commenced scoring points. Picks up 5 points as she passed the other jammer.
She is so strong. Beretta Lynch is so strong. And then if that doesn't frustrate you enough, she's got really amazing footwork. And just a very, very tough player to pin down.
Beretta Lynch is one of those players whose fitness is key in her world. She works out constantly. She's a great cross-trainer for her whatever team she's playing on, as well as a player. So staying in shape is a big priority for her and her team.
And we see Negative Nancy get sat down, and the last thing you want when it comes to a power jam is to have Beretta Lynch out there up against your team, because she's almost a team. She's got that sidestep to the inside is down to a science. We've seen that, I think, on all three of the last passes. I'm just a fan of Scarlet Bloodbath because she wears the slim good body tights.
I love those tights.
That way all the children at home can really practice their muscular and skeletal system knowledge.
Aggressive and educational.
That's right. Demented inside, yet social.
I've seen those tights on a couple other girls. They're very eye-catching.
Yeah, we saw Preacher Slaughter wearing them earlier today. They're kind of creepy at first.
No, they look so real.
But it goes so well with their costume and their whole theme.
I want my mommy. Big, strong wall lining up on the jammer line in the back by the Kootenay Kannibelles, but the Red Deer Belladonnas inching their way in between those players to try to get advantage before the jam starts. Another very slow start to this jam. Connect Norris on the line one more time for the Kootenay Kannibelles. And Cherry Auto Fire. Am I saying that right, Bob?
Yes, you are. Da, 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 da. Jing, 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 jing.
It's so romantic. And the jammers are off, both hitting the back of the pack at the same time. Connect Norris fighting her way through the front wall of purple blockers.
And I'll tell you, if you are an aspiring roller derby skater or a new roller derby skater, watch Connect Norris. And you know what? You don't even have to look up at her head. Just watch her from the waist down.
Yeah, her legs are everywhere.
That footwork and her core strength not only make her good at what she does, they keep her much more safe than she would be if she was coasting around that track.
Cherry Auto Fire doing her best with her long legs to try and catch up to Connect Norris at the back of the pack there.
Oh, Cherry Auto Fire is the gazelle from hell. She really can. Oh, she can use those legs to step through some gaps. She does a nice job. We're going to hear a lot more about her. I have a feeling that they're just getting her warmed up and acclimated to roller derby.
Yeah, she's making a big impact here at this tournament for sure. People are going to remember her name.
And speaking of another name worth remembering, Timo, who has really come on strong for Kootenay. And she's up against Gunpowder Gertie.
Tear a piece off for Kootenay sitting in the penalty box, which will give Red Deer the advantage in terms of blockers. Kootenay hanging back behind that pivot line to stretch out this jam.
Oh, Timo, they're going to give her some shoulder, a little love coming off the line there. Scarlet Bloodbath surges backwards, and we're going to see Gunpowder Gertie, who is out in front. She's your lead jammer.
Timo getting held up a little bit with the Belladonna's front wall there.
You see Scarlet Bloodbath in the pack trying to direct some traffic here. They want to try to make sure they get Gertie trapped. A nice job of keeping the two of them separated up front. But Gunpowder Gertie going to call it off.
Yep, good track awareness by Gunpowder Gertie. She knew the other jammer was coming, and despite not having collected all the points, she called it off. She got 3 points in that jam to Kootenay 0, which is exactly what you want to do.
And of course, boys and girls, it's okay. It's okay to be like Negative Nancy, just don't be a Negative Nancy. And first whistle blows, and we see the dance. I was just about to make the second Michael Flatley reference of the day, but I'm not going to.
Topical. Taking these slow starts can be a little bit risky. If you are completely stopped or moving backwards, you cannot engage another blocker. So sometimes with these slow starts, you can start picking up minor penalties, which is not a great idea.
No. The one thing about picking up minors is you think it'd be very obvious because they always have lights on the top of their heads. And there we go. It's going to be Timo. Looked like Timo was going to get in there first, but that's not the case. In the meantime,
she gets knocked to the outside, has to come back in the back.
Negative Nancy looked like she was going to get around the outside. She gets knocked down to the ground, and you're going to see Timo there disappear out of screen. She is going to be your lead jammer.
That was a tough fight for both those jammers. Negative Nancy still fighting her way through.
And Nancy with one to beat. She's going to get through the pack.
Timo approaching the back for her scoring pass.
And, whoa, Timo takes an unfortunate fall because Red Deer really not in position to stop her. And right there, Red Deer taking themselves out of position. They open the inside lineup. Little miscommunication there by the pack. And as you can see Timo leave the screen, she is off into the races. Doing nothing but chawing up some concrete.
Negative Nancy having a hell of a time with Pants Off and Pell Mell from Kootenay.
Boy, she was looking for a jersey swing shot.
Please, somebody help me.
She got a hold of the jersey. One of the girls in front of her, man, she was holding on for white knuckle ride. That was holding on for dear life.
It's okay to grab onto a jersey of your teammate if you need help through the pack. Just don't do it to an opposing teammate.
That's right. And for all of you up-and-coming Derby players, never wear a tearaway jersey, for the love of God. That's where going to actual professional jerseys has really helped us, because cotton doesn't always hold up.
It really doesn't hold up.
No. We've seen the destroyed cotton shirts.
There goes Beretta Lynch, easily making her way around the outside with help from her blockers opening up that alleyway. She's lead jammer. Chariot of Fire, fighting her way through the Kootenay blockers, trying to get through on the inside. She gets knocked to the outside.
And that's Timo that's working her there. I tell you, Timo playing in the pack just as well as she jams. I don't know about you, but I'm actually a little bit surprised at how well Kootenay's able to hold up Red Deer. Not that I didn't think that they wouldn't be able to, but they're really stymieing him.
I was expecting a little more of Red Deer coming out of the gates, but it's still early days yet, so we'll see how this plays out. Kootenay's playing really, really hard, so hopefully they can sustain this energy level.
And I tell you, if there's a more fun team, well, I'd have to say it could be Terminal City because they're sitting next to me.
Thanks,
but it'd be a tie. No, Kootenay really is just a really fun group of people, fun group of girls.
So nice. We've come out to visit them a couple times. They're so accommodating. They just love roller derby. They'll welcome anybody into their town, onto their rink. It's not uncommon just about any league you go visit anywhere in the world. It's like a big giant gang. But
anywhere in Canada.
Oh, is that right?
No, I have to say that the teams in the U.S. are very accommodating, but I will have to say that most of my best experiences have come here in Canada.
Well, that's nice of you to say, Bob.
And that is no lie. I love coming to Canada.
After a tough fight, Gunpowder Gertie is your lead. She's not your lead jammer. She got through the pack first, though. Canuck Norris is your lead jammer. She smartly calls it off before Gunpowder Gertie can put any points on the board. I think she got a minor track cut.
And we're going to see Timber enter. Timber, don't believe she got a lot of time the last time that she was out there. But that is definitely a big, powerful blocker. That's one thing about Red Deer is they have a lot of height.
They do. I think it's all that Alberta beef. It's working for them.
No, they're just tall. They're just tall players. And once again, we're going to see Beretta Lynch do what she does best, and that is just blow by everybody. And that's going to be Negative Nancy, who's going to have to bring herself back through the back of the pack. And Beretta to the inside. Again, Andy, a little surprised. Red Deer not doing a very good job of shutting the inside line down.
You know what? I think they're really concentrating on trying to get their jammers through, playing a lot of offense, that their defense is suffering because of it.
Yeah. And basically, the rule of thumb is when in doubt, play defense.
I agree with that.
And we see Beretta Lynch get through one more time. And you can see how Kootenay just owns the inside line right now.
Yep, that's 10 points for Kootenay so far in this jam. There's still a minute left to play. Unless someone calls it off.
And there's Scarlet Bloodbath. She's going to get a nice piece of her. That's going to turn around, make her have to come around the inside. We see Beretta Lynch going to come through, and she's going to get an assist from Scarlet Bloodbath.
I like the way Lynch took her time and waited patiently for her opportunity instead of blasting her way through the back of the pack.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing to get new jammers to do, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah, a lot of new jammers. They got skills, they're strong, and they're fast. But if you hit people and knock them down when you're hitting the back of the pack, you're going to go to the box.
Certainly not implying in any way, shape, or form that Beretta Lynch is new to this game.
Nope, she's a veteran player. She started out playing in Edmonton, actually, and when she made her way to British Columbia, she's one of the founding members of the Kootenay League, so she's been around a while.
And Beretta Lynch going to make yet another pass.
She's having a good time.
Yeah, that's what she should be.
20 points is always a good time. She's celebrating her power jam, or not a power jam, might as well have been a power jam. She deserves it. Great offensive playing by her teammates too. The Red Deer blockers really had no chance to get any hits on her because they were too busy fighting off the Kootenay players. All right, we've got 13:51 remaining in this first period. Right now, the score sits at 74 for the Kootenay Kannibelles and 7 for the Red Deer Belladonnas, who are wearing purple today. All players on their feet, which means we'll have to wait for the last player to cross the pivot line before the jammers are released.
Say it isn't so. Look at that. An actual pivot line start. Second, both whistle blasts go off. That's going to release the jammers. We're going to see Black Eyed T right now. She's going to take a shot up the inside. They close out. She looks outside. Oh, look at that wedge.
Wow, great offensive play by Tara Peasoff. She basically wiped out 3 Belladonnas to get her jammer through on the inside line there.
I almost fell backwards in my chair.
I know. I nearly had to catch you, Bob.
Oh, my goodness.
Gunpowder Gertie's hot on her tail, though.
And Black Eyed T is going to call that off, spinning everything else. Yeah, Tara Peasoff came around with that block, just wedged 2 Red Deer players out of the way, opened up the inside line. I got so excited I almost ended up... I could have had a concussion. I should wear a helmet when
you should. I've got one in my bag if you want to borrow it.
I should wear a helmet everywhere I go, actually.
Can I put your name badge on the front of it?
Absolutely.
We got a team timeout here called by the Red Deer Belladonnas. They're going to figure out how they're going to fight off these Kootenay Kannibelles. They're really getting bounced around out there. Lots of offensive play by the Kootenay Kannibelles.
They're getting a schooling.
They are so far.
I ain't fooling.
Hey, that rhymed. going to take this opportunity to thank our sponsor, Holy Crap Cereal. You know them, you love them. It's the world's most amazing breakfast cereal. Make sure you check it out next time you're in your neighborhood natural food store. It's made on BC's Sunshine Coast. Find out more at holycrap.ca.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Of course, when you want to get some Holy Crap, you just go to holycrap.ca. Why not? It would seem apropos.
I actually forgot to eat lunch. I could use a bowl right now. Beretta Lynch lining up for Kootenay with a star on her helmet. We've got Moulin Bruce lining up. We haven't seen her much jamming yet this game.
Nope. And Moulin Bruce with nice job. She could get to hold a chariot out of fire. And look at that!
Oh, neck and neck. That was a close one. It could have gone either way at that point. Looks like Lynch is going to try and mix it up a little with her, slow her down a little bit.
That's the first time I think we've seen Lynch beaten for lead jam. Maybe this... Wow.
Yeah, nice work on the inside line there by Moulin Bruce and her Belladonnas.
You know what, Coach? I think I could put her in again.
Why not? Red Deer taking an E on the jammer line there, hoping to get things started quickly so they can have more chance to score some points. There goes Canuck Norris. Not even before turn one, she gets out.
Wow. Looked like somebody just stamped on a packet of ketchup and she just squirts right out the front.
Taking a knee sometimes helps you get things started, but it actually can put you at a disadvantage because you're not quite ready for the jammer to hit the pack. So you got to play your cards right in that one. And it worked for Kootenay.
Oh, nice skip step to the inside. Nice skip step as she's fixing her pads as she goes around the track.
Yeah, if you get a technical malfunction in your pads or your skates, you got to make sure it's fixed before you can, or else you get a illegal procedure penalty.
Yeah, she could get a legal procedure penalty, but I think if nothing else, she doesn't want to fall with a wrist guard that's not tight.
Exactly.
And nice job there by Red Deer, actually, with nice sit block. And she's going to say that's enough of that.
That was a fast jam. Holy moly. Holy crap. That was
that's
fast.
Right. That's right.
All right, we've got 84 points on the board for the Kootenay Kannibelles, the home team.
Yeah, as we were watching Coach fill your pants, congratulate some of his players. Better his than mine.
And the Red Deer Belladonnas still sit at 7 points for their side.
Moulin Bruce going to step up to the line as well as Timo. And Moulin Bruce, boy, she hit that pack really quickly, but Timo found out where the seam was. And Timo's going to be your lead jammer. Oh, chariot out of fire again, just even blocking, so impressive.
She rode that Kannibelle all the way across the track to the outside line there.
Yeah, and you're right. I think there's a little hockey in that girl.
Yep. Timo calls it off as soon as she's through for her 4 points. We got some seriously short jams in this first period, Bob.
Yeah, they're going very quickly. We haven't seen... we've seen one power jam, I believe, which was when Beretta Lynch was out on the track. She made the most of that, putting up 20 points. But to think that they've held Red Deer to 7, that just it surprises me. And we got Black IT out there with Gunpowder Gertie.
So we got 2 Red Deer blockers sitting in the box. Pants off in the box for Kootenay, but she is released as she served her full penalty. So we got a 4-on-2 situation out there for Kootenay, which is going to play heavily in their favor.
As they all dance to spin right round, baby, right round. They're actually going to cross the pivot line. Little bit of a delayed start. And
all right.
Look at that. Right down the inside is going to be Black Eyed to...
Number 90, Nikki Nitro, going to the box for Red Deer.
Oh, pants off, just frustrating the crap out of Gunpowder Gertie, who then ends up, I'm guessing, with a major track cut.
You know what I'm noticing, Bob, is that the Kootenay Kannibelles' lateral movement is pretty amazing. They're beating the Red Deer Belladonnas to the outside and inside line just about every time they get challenged.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And their jammers are just, it doesn't matter which side of the wall they want to go around, as we saw right there. And at this point, we're watching Black IT. I mean, we're talking about, jammer number 3, number 4. They've probably got about 5 girls that can skate like that.
Yeah. When your coach wants you to work on lateral movement, don't roll your eyes. Clearly, it's just as important to be able to go fast from side to side as it is to go fast forward.
Yeah, all you have to do is watch, get yourself some of the World Cup tape and watch Bonnie Thunders and see what that's all about.
She skates more side to side than she does in the forward direction, I think.
I think she does.
Red Deer keeping it fast, trying to prevent the other jammer from scoring, eating up some time off this jam. We got 19 points on the board for Kootenay Kannibelles. That will put them at 107 for Red Deer Belladonnas. Still, unfortunately, sitting at 7 points with 7 minutes left in this first period.
And Beretta Lynch going to step up to the line one more time.
Gunpowder Gertie still sitting in the box for Red Deer, which will give somewhat of a power jam for the Kootenay Kannibelles. Red Deer trying to trap Pants Off in the back of the pack there.
That's a skater name, actually. And Beretta Lynch. Did somebody remember that there were 7 other players out there that she was supposed to go around? She goes around the outside. She's literally untouched. We're going to see Gunpowder Gertie back in.
Lynch thinking about calling it off, but eating up some time. That's what you want to do when you're in the lead. Take as long as you need to end the jam.
Yeah, Beretta Lynch, I tell you, she's one of those jammers that is one of the few that I have seen over the course of time that really kind of commands what's going on the track.
Yeah,
a lot of times it's your main blocker or your pivot or whatever position you want to call it. But and of course, if Paulie's listening out there, certainly I go back to the days of watching Helen Wheels, who used to almost that same stance that Lynch has towards the end, as she's watching, knowing exactly when to call that jam off or when to continue. But the team follows her cue.
Definitely a team leader for that team. Cherry Autofire jamming for Red Deer and Timo jamming for Kootenay Kannibelles.
And Cherry Autofire is, wow, I was going to say, I don't think you can knock her down. I guess the only way you can do it is put a pile of people in front of her.
That's what happens.
Yep, and Timo is off to the races.
Cherry Autofire hot on her heels. One major penalty apiece for these teams going to the box.
And wow, Timo's going to get through there. And again, just amazing sense of balance.
2 points for Timo, 0 points for Cherry Autofire. That was another really fast jam, Bob. Your prediction was right. This is going to be a fast game. Both of these teams really fit. They could skate this fast for a full hour if they want to.
Yeah, it's. We just didn't expect it to be quite so one-sided.
4 minutes and 5 seconds left in this first half.
Okay, so I'm looking at Moulin Bruce, and the whole time she's come out, I thought, compared to the rest of the Red Deer team, she's pretty small. Then Canuck Norris lines up next to her, and I go, well, Canuck's really smaller than I thought.
Yep, she's one of those jammers, though, that being small is not a disadvantage.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all.
There she goes to the inside line. Goodness. Looks like Red Deer didn't even notice she was there, unfortunately.
And she's made it look, her and Beretta have made it look like that all bout long.
Mm-hmm. That's probably thanks to their blockers who are getting them hung up right at the right time. Being an offensive blocker is all about timing. There's no point in hitting people when there's no jammers around. You might as well just wait till the jammers show up.
And there I want to say it was Timber that finally got a hold of Canuck Norris. She doesn't go down very often. And right now they do a pretty good job of getting back in front of her. Getting the pack kind of... Had her in a sit block for a second. Actually, probably made the mistake of standing up, but they were afraid they were going to split the pack.
Yeah. Moolah and Bruce managing to put 4 points on the board for Red Deer. Canuck Norris taking her time to call that jam off despite being lead jammer and having an advantage. Two minutes and 47 seconds remain in this first period. We've got the Kootenay Kannibelles at 118. Red Deer Belladonnas, 11 points.
Gunpowder Gertie and Beretta Lynch both going to take the line this time.
Red Deer taking their time. Not sure why they would not want to get this jam started, but I'm sure they've got a plan. Sometimes you can just do that kind of stuff to mess up the other team. Wow. Great assist by Scarlet Bloodbath. Gave a huge whip to Beretta Lynch around the outside, giving her that extra burst of speed she needed to get around the Belladonna blockers.
Yeah, we've seen that out of her a number of times in the last 2 days. You always got to love somebody who plays the front or plays pivot that just knows when to reach back, feels that hand, and just gives them that right. Oh, that's not fair.
That's a sign of two players that have been playing together for a long time.
Wow, that inside move.
Looked pretty fair to me.
She juked me out of my shorts, and I'm just sitting here.
I'd appreciate it if you put your shorts back on, Bob.
Sorry about that. Oh, Beretta Lynch just going to let her pack do what it's doing, and that is keeping the whole inside line
Kannibelles
open for her.
Clearing out the inside line for Beretta Lynch.
Oh, and that's one of the few times we've seen Beretta really have to slam on the brakes. She came in that time. She had misjudged where the hole was going to open up. Actually had to just about come to a full stop. But she does so and is able to work herself through the pack.
Yeah, it looks like Red Deer's getting some teamwork together finally in this jam. Beretta's one of those really strong players that you're not going to be able to stop on your own, so you got to team up with somebody to stop her.
Beretta Lynch knocked out of bounds just in front of us, as you saw there. She'd stepped back into the picture.
Kootenay Kannibelles trying to trap a goat in the back, keeping things slow for their jammer, Beretta Lynch.
You're going to see Beretta Lynch coming through right to the bench. And we're down to 26 seconds left. The score, Kootenay Kannibelles 138, Red Deer Belladonnas 11.
May or may not get one more jam out of this period. Coach Vegas for Red Deer, actually the former coach of the Kootenay Kannibelles.
Interesting.
Yeah. He made a move recently out to Alberta and decided he was going to continue to coach roller derby, which is a great idea.
Oh, nice jump to the inside. That's Canuck Norris. No surprise there. She just continues to impress. We see Gunpowder Gertie trying to blast her way through the Kannibelles defense. She's able to get out and clear. But as you see her leave the picture, you're going to see Canuck Norris come through for a scoring pass. And Canuck just playing a little bit right there.
Canuck Norris calls it off after picking up a few more points.
Oh, my.
That's the end of the first half, ladies and gentlemen. That was some seriously intense derby.
Yeah, absolutely.
The fans love it in the house, as they should. Their home team is kicking some serious butt.
And Canuck Norris on that last run, that juke move out on the outside of the turn. Again, just fabulous. And I tell you what, we're going to head into halftime here. You're listening You're listening to Canuck Derby TV and AMJ Productions. This is Bob Noxious sitting alongside Ann Destruction. We're going to give you a break for halftime. We'll be back in about 10 minutes.